Hey everybody, this is Mark with Behind Closed Doors. Everybody can get it. How you doing, man? How you doing? How you doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, man. Whatever that means to you, right? Happy Friday. Man, this is caregiving. This is my platform for caregivers of the world, people that care for people that cannot care for themselves. So if you're in a position and you're taking care of somebody, don't shortchange yourself. You are a caregiver. Deem yourself to be a caregiver, and more resource doors will open. You're not a babysitter. You're not somebody just a parent. You're not just a brother or just a cousin or just somebody taking care of somebody. You are a caregiver. Now, whether you become a professional caregiver is another thing. You have to go through the nuances to do so, but you are a caregiver. I made that in reference to one of the comments that rolled in on one of the videos and, really trying to distinguish the difference between the two. Well, guess what, guys? In my podcast, Behind Closed Doors, you have the opportunity to see one of those videos where I give the breakdown, the difference between a caregiver and a parent, a brother, or whoever, right? If you're going to wear the hat well, right? Why are you going to put on this prestige, expensive-ass hat and then you put it on in a bullshit way, right? This is also, speaking of bullshit, this is a grown folks talk, y'all. Grown folks talk. If the shit shakes you up, you're on the wrong channel. Right, guys? You're on the wrong channel, right? But if you want to talk some real shit, talking about caregiving, because caregiving deserves real talk and real shit talk at that debate, right? But yet, nevertheless, guy, I am a sandwich caregiver. I caregive for my 11-year-old son. He has 24-hour care. He's multi-diagnosed, right? He has Down syndrome, autism, ADHD, sleep apnea. He has a slew of other things medically that is kind of going on with him as well. But nevertheless, he's 24-hour care more than anything, and he dictates the day. He dictates our flow pretty much. But yeah, that's, between that and then, I got an eye in the sky. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you. Which leads to my next thing, right? Before I even get all into the other stuff. But yeah, yes, I'm a sandwich caregiver. I actually, caregive for my brother and, some other folks as well. So I have an opportunity, man, to really just be in the field, right? So when you hear me talking, I'm not talking from a book, even though I have a book, right? So every now and then I'll make references to it, like probably today, right? But nevertheless, guys, where you at? Man, roll call, folks. What world, what neighborhood, what town, what hood, what province, what backwoods, what small town, what city, what state, where you at? Well, yeah, I want some folks to tap in. And I got a special question today as it pertains to caregiving. Like, what's on your mind when it comes to caregiving? I know I put this content together, and it's solely based on what you guys, for the most part, it's solely what you got. I take stuff from the comments and things like that that's rolling in through our videos. Oh, excuse me. It's almost tickling. But anyways, yes. I actually that's where my content come from. That's where my programming come from, et cetera. So don't be shy, right? If you got some topic ideas or, some things that I should be talking about or whatever the case it is. Wow, man. Yeah. Well, you're in a real place, right? You know what I mean? There's no rehearsing. There's no fancy pictures or digital stuff kind of going everywhere and all that. You're getting me straight up, because that's the kind of guy I am. A very straight up guy. Real talk, real shit talk. If you got kids around, if they didn't take their ass to school, you probably want to move them around, right? We're going to talk real shit about caregiving today, right? This was a topic that came from, not only from a post that I did that kind of went viral, right? I got a lot of comments from it, and the notes will be there. The notes will be right there, guys. You can tap in. I have the notes there, the go-along notes, so to speak. And then also out of my book, right? Out of my book. It's in a multitude of different languages, Behind Closed Doors. Not too shabby. It was originally put together for my caregivers of the world, kind of targeting towards special needs. Hey, thanks for chiming in. I see your eye in the sky. Oh, man, man. What's up, sis? Man, you tell Sid, man, he got to get up with me, old workaholic. Tell him to get up with me. But yeah. That's from my hometown, Milwaukee, y'all, Milwaukee. Don't get it twisted. I'm in Arizona, but I do know the real. But hey, guys, yes, behind closed doors, right? It is a book originally I put together, man, for my caretakers of the world that pertains to special need kids. But ultimately, it's for anybody that's a caregiver, right? Anybody that's a caregiver. Is this a? Did you want me to bring you in, Mia, or you good? I seen a little special message. I didn't know if you did that or it just come up on its own. All right, no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and let this show rock. But for my folks that did come in, yes, it is, the conversation did come from the book, come from the comments and things like that roll in. So my material, my content, everything that I come to the conclusion of, it comes from you guys, right? There's a small percent of it that comes from me in my day-to-day. Hopefully you can learn from it. But most of all, I want to learn from you guys, right? So once again, buckle up, y'all. We're about to talk some real shit when it comes to caregiving. Once again, this is a adult platform. If you're shit and fucking hell, whatever else comes up out of my mouth, right? You know what I mean? If the shit offend you, you got the wrong channel, right? Change the channel. Other than that, I'm about to dive in. I done already did my roll call of the day. Today's topic, man, as it pertains to caregiving, right? Something that I found out, being a young man, right? Being a young man all the way up to where I'm at right now. Just because caregiving is a very noble thing, right? And then this buckle up, guys. I'm telling you, I'm about to hit this shit out the park. Just because people need help, or people that make, whatever, right? They need help. People need help, right? You got that old aunt, you got that brother, you got that cousin, you got that good friend, you got whatever. People, right? People have their reasons for needing help, right? But that doesn't mean that everybody's going to receive help. Right? Have you ever been caring for some people that really don't want you to care for them? Right? The harder you work to take care of their ass, the harder they work for you to get away. Right? But you just doing the noble thing, right? You just trying to look out, right? That's my mama, that's my cousin, that's my grandmama, that's my uncle, that's my favorite cousin. The shit doesn't matter, right? They gotta want it. Right? You can't force care on somebody. You can't force care on them. So that's today's topic, right, guys? I'm finna dive into it. And I want to thank my guys on Instagram. You guys helped generate this question. You do got to go on Instagram. You got to check us out behind closed doors. In particular, it's a post of my wife. She's actually digressing, having a moment, and it went viral, right? I think we had about 2.3 million views on it, man. So that's why a lot of conversation is going on as it pertains to caregiving. But fuck all that, y'all. I'm about ready to dive right on in, right? The notes is there. Sometimes I deviate or add my own things on it, but nevertheless, guys, you guys got the note. Strength does not equal assignment. Just because you're capable doesn't mean you're responsible, right? Just because I'm in the field for taking care of people, just because I'm in the field of helping people, doesn't mean that it's solely my responsibility, right? When shit hits the fan, when it comes to caregiving, folks, it's just not a matter. I know it's not a popular subject, right? You know what I mean? But like I said before, in all of my videos, you gonna come see me, right? This right here may not be for you right now, right? But it's just a matter of time before you come see me. When you get a loved one, we all getting older, especially the crew around me, right? Most of the people around me, man, 40, 50, even 60, right? You know what I mean? It's coming to that time where we're going to need some help. Being strong doesn't mean you're required to carry everything, right? I am that, right? It's almost like when you have multiple siblings and you got a mom or a dad that goes down, they always try to go to the most responsible. It doesn't have to be that way. And then they do all the caregiving, right? That shit's bogus. If you got 10, 15 different siblings or whatever, 4 or 5 of them or whatever, break that shit up. Somebody go get the pills. Somebody feed mama. Somebody go run assignments. Somebody go hold mama hand. Somebody go get daddy draw. Somebody go whatever, right? It's a collaborative effort as it becomes to caregiving, right, guys? Don't get it twisted. Just because somebody's just capable, right? I had to learn to get that. If I can't get the help between the family, I'm getting the help somewhere, right? I'm not taking on all of the responsibility, right? Know the difference between being available and being assigned, right? And that goes back to a couple other videos that I talked about, how you got some people in the family, right? We all got somebody that try to own everybody, right? When somebody go down or auntie and them go down, it's that one person that put on the Superman cape or the Superwoman cape, right? And try to do everything and say, fuck everybody. That ain't cool at all, right? You want all that, and and then instill in your loved one that everybody else ain't shit because they not there with you. That shit's bogus. That shit bogus. So if you got somebody like that in your family, just tap in. And matter of fact, you can put it in there bogus, right? Just put it in there bogus. I know damn well we got somebody in the family that try to just rule everything and dominate everything. And it should not be that way, right? Shouldn't be that way because of the fact that they're trying to do it, but that's not caregiving, right? And that's the problem as a culture. We always end up with black, I say black now. I only speak on black shit because I'm black, right? But as I embarked on starting an organization and communicating with different cultures and everything, it's pretty universal. You always got that one person that's trying to do everything, own everything. I would like to say they just love the shit out of them, and that's what they want to do, and that's why they became that way. But you and I both know that usually in those situations, they have some sort of gain. They want some sort of gain, and usually when it comes to like elderly care or special needs or whatever the case, right? They want the handle, right? So if the shit does hit the fan, they're going to feel obligated to get a bigger piece of the pie if there's a pie around, right? That, am I real or am I real, right? let's call the shit the way it is, right? Number 2, burnout builds quietly, right? Burnout doesn't explode, it stacks, right? One extra favor, one more crisis, one more yes, when you were already tired. Caregivers disappear in small pieces, right? So as once again, the main topic of the day, man, at the end of the day, I got my little talking points, but guys, I dive right on into what I kind of feel about it as well. And, as it become an issue with trying to help people that can't be helped, or you feel like you're in a situation where you got multiple siblings or you got multiple people in the equation, like, even as an executive, right? I run my own organization and all that, and I take on people. Cases or families or whatever situations that I don't take on is when people ain't got it right. The family and shit ain't got it right. They arguing. I got 2 of the brothers, 2 of the sisters, 2 of the whatever, the kids. They ain't got their shit right? I need to make sure that situation is cool, which I'm gonna do a video on that as well. But that plays a big part in the whole equation itself, right? You may have multiple siblings or kids or family members or whatever with different agendas, right? I call it like it is. They got different agendas, right? Some people might say, man, you need to let Uncle Willie go. You know what I mean? He on his last leg and shit, pull that plug. But we don't, Uncle Louie been working at the factory for 50 years and he got a nice ass nest egg, right? So so I got to try to decipher whether you want Uncle Willie around, man, because you love him, or you trying to go ahead and get rid of him, so we can go ahead and cut that pie when he gone. Right? And I'm going to be honest, guys, I live the lifestyle that I live. Unfortunately, it's not as elaborate as it was when I was younger and I had money out the ass. But right now, man, we paying the bills and shit like that. So there's no big nest egg fucking with me. I'm just being honest at the end of the day, right? I mean, we're gonna get a little, insurance shit already kind of situated. But other than that, ain't no big shit, right? So I'm going to get real people around me that's going to really want to look out for me. Right? It's not, you ain't finna have me on my last leg and all this other shit just because you simply want to get something from me or out of me. Right? Excuse me. You're really going to love me. So burnout bills, right? Burnout bills. I had a couple people that chimed in. I try to go back over this stuff again. Give me a second. Yeah, so today's topic, once again, real shit talk. Everybody can't be helped, right? Even the loved ones, even the people around them can force it and potentially be an issue. I went over point 1. Strength does not equal assignment, right? Just because, your strength, or maybe you're a caregiver, right? Maybe you that's your profession. And just the fact that that's your profession, that like you have to wear that hat because you're a damn caregiver. No, fuck that. That don't mean nothing, man. All y'all gonna help out with this, man. It ain't gonna be just solely me, right? You know, people have that impression. Number 3, guilt will drain you faster than work. Man, I kid you not, man. I just got off the phone call, not a phone call, but a chat or whatever, and you know, it was a child, adult child, that felt some kind of way about their mom, right, and thought that it was, you know, because they made a decision that, you know, I can't do this. You know, I'm going to bring in the professionals to do it. And her mom might have felt some kind of way. The other family members felt some kind of way as well. But these are the same family members that did not step in. You didn't step in and take care of your damn mama. But now, since the responsibility is on me, you see a fit that I'm going to be the one that do it, right? And I go assemble a team. Fuck it. If y'all don't want to be part of my team, I'm going to give my own team away. So don't be coming over here chastising the employees or the people that I build and all of the team that I put together, right? Who is you? Go stay your ass over there. You didn't want none of this, right? So you ain't got nothing to say about this. I don't care if that's your mama. I don't care if that you keep that energy and bring that energy over here and take care of your damn mama. It's your mama just like it is mine, right? Am I talking real shit or am I talking real shit more? Right? Let's just call it like it is. And see, this right here, as I talk about so much, right? This is the pre bullshit, right? The real shit comes out when they pass. Right? When we're talking elderly right now. When the elderly folks kind of pass or whatever it is, right? Now the real shit come out. Now, okay, who gonna handle the funeral? Who gonna split this up? Who gonna take the house? Who gonna take, whoa, bag that ass up. Bag that ass up. You wasn't there changing no diapers. You wasn't there taking all that dementia shit going to my head. You wasn't there in them care meetings. You wasn't battling back and forth with the insurance company. You wasn't doing none of that shit. You stayed right on about my business. Period, point blank. And I'm not asking people to do equally to what I have done for my mom. My late great mom passed back in March. So we're coming up on the first year of my mom being gone. I didn't have that problem, right? It's just me and my brother. Fortunately enough, it was just me and my brother. I didn't have a shitload of siblings and everybody fighting over my mama or fighting over my daddy and all that kind of shit. I'm not going to even take that place. Right now, my dad stays in Milwaukee. I know he's up there in age, right? And I never try to step in. And you know, I got a younger sister that I know that she love her damn daddy, right? She love her damn daddy, and I know she gonna be there. How the hell I'm gonna go dive in, go over there and say, yeah, that's my daddy, and I think this and that and blah blah. I ain't there. I ain't been around that motherfucker like that. I just come around there now and then because I got what they call life. Right? You know what I mean? I still love them and shit. When I come to town, I see them. But if something were to happen with my pops, man, the only thing I can do is be a damn good role player. Right? Come up there and check him out, man. Hey, man, you cool? Woo, woo, woo. If he get on his last leg and shit, you know, let me get a little ticket. Let me sit down with him and shoot the shit with him and everything. Right? I don't owe him shit. But the one thing that I can provide for him, you know, man, he brought me on this world, right? He contributed to bringing me on this world. So I'm going to look out for him. Once again, y'all, this is a real shit talk channel, caregiving. I'm not dropping this shit no other way. Period, point blank. So yes, guys, yeah, guilt will drain you faster than work. Helping out of love is sustainable. Helping out of guilt turns into resentment. Do not let nobody drop nobody on you. No, you ain't dropped. No, we ain't had no relationship. We ain't got all this shit going on. I ain't seen you in 30 years. Now all of a sudden, I got to let bygones be bygones, because when you taking care of elderly care and people like that got mental issues, they going now that brain moving now, right? Now that it's some other shit that's kind of going on. It's going to take you there, right? I've been there. I've done it. Yes, I've been there and done it, right? If your yes cost you peace, is too expensive. Right? You know, or what's your ulterior motive to helping somebody out, right? If you got a family member, a friend, or whatever the case it is. And in most cases, I'm that type of friend, man. I really am. I deem it. People around me tell me I'm that damn type of friend. If they need me, man, it's unconditional. I don't want your money. I don't want all that shit and everything. If I can't help you, then I can't help you. It don't mean I said, fuck you. I just can't help you, bro. I got a life going on. I got all kinds of shit going on. I can't do it. But for the most part, guys, man, I am that dude, right? I generally look out for people. I always been looking out for people, not even just caregiving. Maybe I'll go to jail or need a job or whatever the case it is, man. My crew is deep, man. You know what I'm talking about. You married to one of my best friends. And still is. After all these damn years, y'all old. I ain't. But anyways, guys, you cannot fix everything. You cannot fix every broken system, right? And that system is the people that surrounds them. And like I said, I'm gonna do a separate video on this as it pertains to like what I do, right? I take on caseloads, right? I am a professional advocate, ladies and gentlemen. I am a professional advocate. I will help you out. I will help you out. I am not cheap. I'm not free. I'm not a hustle or hookup. I am a legitimate business and I will help you out. Yes, yes, yes. Family, whoever the hell it is, but you must pay me. And that's the conception that oh my God. I'm sure there's some folks in here that understand exactly what the hell I'm talking about. You get a business, now you obligated to hook everybody up. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I answer a question or two on this platform. I have no problem doing that. But if you want me to weed through your whole scenario and represent for you by phone and all that, it comes with paying some bill money. Period. Where am I at? Sorry, I be at this. Y'all see I'm passionate about advocate and all that kind of stuff. Advocate, fight, build. But understand this. You are not the entire solution. I damn sure don't rest my hat on that. Anytime that I take on a caseload or I take on an elderly care, like I got two or three of them I can think about right now, right? I need to know what that relationship is about with the family, right? I can't take on this individual or speak up for this individual without meeting the family and shit of the world. And it usually goes that way. I'll call for a family meeting. And then nobody shows up. But then as a professional, you step in and you really have the loved one in mind. Now all of a sudden I got the son coming from California. I got one in the military over in Egypt. Now they got shit to say, right? But I called for the meeting, right? You could have did it virtual, but you didn't come. That's part of the system, right? There's a system around it, whether you got a home environment or a system where they're in a care facility or something to that effect. Just something to know. Number 5, steward your home first. Your first responsibility is what's under your roof. Your family, your mental health, your assignment, everything else is secondary, right? I mean, you got to look out for myself. Yeah, I hear y'all talking all that. You know, it was something to be said that, like, you know, when my mom went through that transition and everything, I did the right thing, and I didn't have a whole hell of a lot to work with, to be quite frank. Right, you know, when I got my mom and she was in a bad situation. She thought she had her plan, her life insurance plan was active. The shit wasn't active. She owed thousands of dollars. I had to pull thousands of dollars, my savings basically, 401k, whatever the hell else I might have had. Right, all that went to making sure my mom ride out. Right, you know what I mean. Now I'm broke. Now it's so funny. I'm saying all this to set an example. Now, my mom's situation went beautifully, right? I got little flowers back here, right now, right? She chose to be cremated, all that other good stuff, right? You know, it was a glorious moment. Now, so out of nowhere, I want to say probably about a month or two after that, man, I ended up getting a little check in the mail, right? Wasn't much of shit, probably about $400 or $500, right? And it goes to say, how did it go down, man? It was something to be said. And I was like, it was something that said for me, right? Like, damn, I felt kind of guilty. Like, man, should I take this money and go do this or go do that? I said, hell no. Hell no, man. I done paid all kind of money out the ass, and I done went through all this stuff, man. A little check that came through, you know, maybe it was a bill or something. I can't remember, but you know, at the end of the day, man, there was a little kickback, and the kickback, I didn't feel guilty about spending the kickback. Man, I broke myself to make sure that she got here from Milwaukee, which was a hell of a run. That was one hell of a drive. Right? And not just because of the drive, because of her condition. Everything that was going on with my mom physically and mentally that I did not know nothing about, all that shit came out during the ride here. Right? Dementia, Alzheimer's, can't use the bathroom. She needed help using the bathroom, couldn't eat. I did not know that she was that off, right? Because part of the shit is my fault, right? You know, when I came to visit my mom, I didn't check her like that, right? That's my mama. You know, I just came through, you sitting on the bed, you just happened to be there. You know, she always dealt everything from the bed, right? I'm just thinking, hey, well, you know, she older, you know, I get it, blah, 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 blah. I didn't know about the UTIs. I didn't know about the high blood pressure. I didn't know about the diabetes. I didn't know that, you know, she had mental health and shit like that kind of going on top of dementia and everything else, right? All this stuff came out during the ride here. So, you know, at the end of the day, guys, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you can't take care of everybody. You cannot, you know what I mean? And much as you want to help, as much as you want to do, but one thing you can do is you can assemble a team around them. I think I just went through number 3, number 4. Yeah, I did that one. Number 5, did that one. Oh, here's the big one. Here's the big one. And it's the final one. This is the final one, guys. This is the big thing that most people won't say, right? Some people don't want help. They want access to your strength. If you constantly rescue grown adults, you may be preventing growth. Oh, yeah, I'm going to tap on some shit. Y'all better get ready. This is the grand finale. Sometimes the most loving thing you can say is, I'm not picking up that. Protect your strength. That's the part of caregiving too. Well, now I gotta say this. I gotta say this before I bust it open, right? Some people in this world need help and they don't know they need help, right? They don't even know. They're totally oblivious that they need help and shit like that. And, you know, sometimes I kind of think that that's my brother too. You know, man, I love my brother dearly, but there's certain stuff and certain nuances in life that he's just totally oblivious of that's super important to you know, to his everyday. But then you got some people in the world that, you know, it's a guilt trip. They're going to put a guilt trip on you, right? I've seen it. I witness it every day. People communicate with me every day telling me, Mark, what should I do? I need to, Steve Harvey do Ask Steve. I needed to have a goddamn Ask Mark. Because they sure be at me. They sure be at me. And one of the things that come up quite frequently is you have parents that before they still have their mind before their mind goes, and they know that physically they're losing it. They automatically assign one of their kids. That shit bogus. You come on, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. No, it's a collaborative effort, right? You didn't just have me. You had all their ass too. They can stop what they doing. They can slow your job down. You got to do what you got to do too. This shit ain't all on me, right? Just because I'm the strong one and all this other here. They can do something, goddammit, right? If you can't handle the bills, you can't do this, goddammit. I want you to be over there dropping food off. I want you picking her up, taking her to the doctor's appointment. You qualify to do something, goddammit. You ain't just finna have me doing every damn thing. And that, to me, you have parents that try to dictate that help. Man, you know, it's something to say, something to be said when people say, you know, when you as a adult or whatever, and you get older and you have kids, you'd be surprised where you get the help from. Right? The one person, the one kid that you probably think, oh yeah, that's my go-to. That's going to be my POH. You're going to handle all my paperwork. You trying to figure this shit out young, right? But guess what happened to them young people? They get older. They get married. They have kids. They have their other life. So you don't think you think their mind ain't going to change from 30 years ago when you thought they was the shit and it turned out they wasn't shit, right? They didn't help them at all. They faded away, whatever the case it is. So guys, just, you know, try to keep all that stuff in mind. I got some reflection questions. I just want to throw on you guys real quick before I close out, which is, you know, where are you at? You know, you got to ask yourself, you know, are you overextending yourself right now, right? Helping somebody that don't want to be helped, right? And that's one of the caveats that I have, you know, even if somebody that, you know, maybe monetarily can't help me, you have to physically help yourself too, you know. Put yourself in that position. I want to make sure I'm dealing with somebody that want to be helped. Because if you're dealing with somebody that don't want to be helped, right, and you forcing it, they ain't gonna never be satisfied with none of the shit you doing. It's gonna be a waste of damn time. Yeah, you my mama. Yeah, you my uncle. Yeah, you my wife. Yeah, you my husband. Yeah, you this. But damn, if you don't appreciate me, it's a waste of time. I might as well get some professionals in here to do this shit and keep my sanity. And I help your ass from afar, straight like that. Thanks for the eye in the sky. Thanks for chiming in. This is Behind Closed Doors. This is our caregiving edition, right? Thank you for chiming in. We talking about real shit, right? If you got the kids around, you better tell them to move around a little bit. All right, what would happen if I said no this week, right? Now, when's the last time you said no to somebody, right? You know, I'm guilty. I'm guilty as charged, right? I mean, I got a big heart. Sometimes I think, God, that's a blessing to me. Sometimes I think it's a curse that I have a big heart. I help out people even when they don't even want no damn help, right? I help out people, and I always, as a kid, and then all the way up to a younger adult to where I'm at right now, I have always positioned myself to help out people when their own family and shit don't even help them. Your own loved one don't even help you. And I end up in that position. So I took that and made a job out of it, right? Of course, it was with conditions. So I kind of love, you know, being a business, right? I can blame it on the business, man. I can't help you like that. I got a business to run. I love that shit. But anyways, I am helping from love or from guilt. Am I helping the individual from love or guilt? The one thing you don't want to do is position yourself. As I alluded to earlier, when I talked to a young lady that felt some kind of way, she forced her way into a situation because that's my mama. I gotta help her. I gotta be. So, you know, I'm quitting my job. I'm doing this. I'm doing like, no, fuck to the no. Don't do it because of no guilt. Do not do it because of no guilt, because that quality of care ain't gonna be worth shit. You're going in there with resentment, all that kind of stuff. And you know, it was something that I'm gonna end out with this. This is probably one of the realest shit that I had to say about this video, and probably many other ones. I had disconnected from my mom, right? You know what I mean? With life like that, right? And you know, my brother became that dude. You know what I mean? He became connected to her, and they became best friends and everything else, right? I mean, I'm still her son. You know, I still slide through. I'm still doing my thing. But there was some moments that I had to come to the resolution of forgiveness. There was some shit that my mom did that I had to forgive her. And I tried to operate with her and shit, and I didn't forgive her. I was trying to operate with her, and it was extremely tough. It was extremely tough. If you don't come to that reality, that I just literally say, man, mama, I forgive you. I know she felt me. She couldn't talk and shit. I just seen the teardrop go down her face when I told her, right? And I felt bad because by the time that I got her here, dementia and shit already set in so damn tough that she ain't even recognize who the fuck I was probably 90% of the time. So that little 5% of the time that I thought she might have knew what I was talking about, I said, man, you know, mama, I forgive you. I forgive. What are you talking about? I just forgive you. I just forgive you, man. I forgive you for this. I forgive you for that. And then a lot of that came, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the, you know, the shit that I had, you know, on my chest came through with how she handled my brother, right? You know, I had issues with that shit, right? But until I was in the position now, having a special need kid, and, you know, you have to make certain decisions, man. I understand how the life go. I understand the doctors, the people in their life, they're dealing with the teachers, going to the schools, dealing with IEP shit and all that. She just wasn't built for that. Just because she was a mama didn't mean that she was built for shit like that. So I had to forgive her, right? That's when the help, that's what made it was a hallmark moment, you know, watching her, you know, in hospice. Right, you know, she was on hospice, and she transitioned. This is a planned transition, right? Come through with the morphine, all that stuff. I'm laying with her. I ain't even budge. I put a stop to everything, and I stayed at the edge of her bed. And there's only a couple things that I got out of her, right? Because it wasn't words, right? And that the whole year and a half of me taking care of her, the one thing that she was adamant about was look after your brother. Same shit she told me when I was a kid. Look after your brother. And then the teardrop moment where I didn't know. It's frustrating when you're dealing with somebody like that. You don't know if they can understand you. But I understood her through the tear that came down her eye. And then she gripped my hand just a little bit. And that pretty much was it. That pretty much was it. You know, so yeah, I ain't trying to get y'all, you know, teary-eyed and shit like that. But yeah, that's the real talk, though. Real talk session. Thank you guys for chiming in behind closed doors. Everybody can get it. Remember, y'all, tap in. I'll holla.